Welcome along to Saturday Sport, talking netball tonight. The sad loss by the Silver Ferns to the Diamonds means the Constellation Cup goes back over the Tasman. The victors 3-1 in the series with one to play. Robin Broughton, the Pulse coach, in here to dissect that game and also look ahead to the NZ Championship next year. Good evening, Robin. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, Tom. Hi.
What's the explanation? We won the first test in Invercargill by 5 and we lose the next 3 by a similar margin. What turned it around in Australians' favour?
Well, I think the Australians stepped up. I think that they certainly moving that ball at pace and cutting, passing, cutting, keeping that speed the whole time consistent. And I just think that their confidence grew, and Bassett at the back has become a real target for them, and they get the ball in there well. And yeah, they just seem to have their tails up at the moment.
Lots of focus on our shooting circle, the not playing of Irene van Dijk, the Catherine Latu. But is Tamano, is she experimenting for the future? Because she knows that Irene's not around forever.
No, I'm not sure. I think that she was hoping Irene would be around in 2015 for the World Cup. I mean, you've got the Commonwealth Games next year. I'm not sure. I thought Catherine played quite well, and I think Irene plays well, so it was just a big call, really. I'm still wondering whether Irene might have gone on in the last quarter, whether that change of play might have helped, because she's so experienced and particularly strong under the post. I think that's where her spot is.
And I think in international netball, if you're going to try someone, you have to try them against Australia, because they're by far the best opposition.
Oh yes, I can't emphasise enough the difference the ANZ Championships has made to Australian and New Zealand netball. So much so that when you talk to import players and who have come into our competition, just the huge step up they've had to make just in the speed and the skill and the strength and the power of the players and whatever. And so probably last night was a good example of, so let's say, neutral umpires not keeping up with the game. It's progressed so far in our sort of, Australia, New Zealand area that I just thought they were a bit out of their depth, to be honest.
Mainly about the speed? It's just the ball moves so fast? It's
all of that. They're looking at petty things rather than the big things, and vision that probably in the wrong place to see what's happening, play away from the ball that they're not used to having to keep it such a close eye on. All of those sort of things that become big things, and the physical nature of the game is, our rules aren't easy, so I'm saying it's a really difficult job to be a top umpire. Now, rules are difficult, and the contact rule, the physical nature of the game now is such that it's not a non-contact sport. So either they rewrite the rule book and change some rules around, or they have to take that physical bit right out because it's got over the top. It's spoiling the skill of the game.
Is it a factor in New Zealand's loss? Can they point in that direction, or do they have to accept the fact that was poor perhaps on both sides? Oh,
I thought it was even. I thought it was poor on both sides. I wouldn't pick one or the other. I just think that if there are rules, particularly the physical contact rule, it needs to be judged and administered fairly on both sides.
Some of the commentators were saying that our feeding to the circle is probably a little bit of a weakness compared with Australia. Is that fair?
Yes, definitely. They're getting that ball in quickly. They're getting it in from all sorts of areas and distance. They're not just worrying about the edge of the circle. They were putting the ball in from way out, and confident to do it. And again, a wing attack position is a strategic position, and the centre has to be brought into it as well, and I don't think we've got that right down there yet.
And knowing Australians, just because they've won the series, I don't think they're going to ease off, are they? We don't want them to, do we?
No, it's just, to me, it's a shame that it's not as global as it could be, that an English team that came out now or a Jamaican team or whatever would find it difficult against either of those teams.
Just having one or two of those players in ANZ's not enough, is it?
No,
it's just not enough.
No, the pace of it last night, the pace of the ball that the Australians are putting on that ball, the pace of the ball is amazing, actually. And every now and again they judge when to change the pace, and they did a few good fakes and things, and possibly we were just anxious to get it down, and things just weren't working out as much as they should have.
All right, with Irene being stood down at the moment, she's keen to earn her place back in the New Zealand side. She might do it through the Pulse squad next year, which was announced last week, and it's a very impressive one, and she'll want to make a point, won't she?
I'd hope so. I mean, a competitive player like her that's played international netball for years, I'm certainly not writing her off. I'm counting her as a top lineup. So.
And her combination with Donna, that's got to get everyone on the edge of the seats.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll never know till it starts. But I just think that she's, you know, a lot. There's nothing like an experienced head, and I think playing with Donna and in that circle should be, you know, give her the confidence back if she's lost a bit. I don't know.
But you're happy with the squad you've named? Obviously, there are some names that leap off the page as well.
Very happy, very happy, yeah. But you never know what's going to happen in 2014, so you just have to play it.
I just want to take this opportunity, we can show the team as we talk about it, but there's 4 players there I know nothing about, but you might just share with us. Ama Agbisi, if I've got the pronunciation, what's she going to add to the squad?
Well, she's an English defender, and in fact I think she'll be staying behind for English trials when we start at the beginning of December. She had played for the Pulse before. I think she'd had a season out here, but I've seen her play with Fever. She's been over in Australia for a few seasons, so she's used to ANZ. Okay. And she had a season off with an injury, which which has come right. It's been attended to, and so she's anxious to get back into it. So I wanted a circle defender that would cover for Tahuanga and Katrina Grant. Okay. So that's what she is.
Gemma Hazeldine?
Yeah, it's interesting really, because I used to watch Gemma when she was a schoolgirl player playing against my Verdun College team, and it was the South Island Secondary School Championships, and I saw her then and I just thought she's got huge ability. She's got a good netball brain, and as a schoolgirl player she was outstanding, and since then she's played in the New Zealand Under-21s and Canterbury netball and things like
what role
that.
will she play there?
She can cover the mid-court and the shooter. She used to be a goal attack, but she's changed over to the mid-court, but that's good. That's quite good to have a versatility there. That suits me well.
Okay. And Claire Kirsten, where can we see her play if she gets...
Well, I had her last season in the team. She was part of the Pulse team last year, and she played, you know, she worked really well throughout the season and improved with the influence of the more experienced and older players, and she's, you know, I'm looking for her to be able to come off the bench and do some good things out there next year.
Right, and Elias Shadrock.
Yes, that was well. Elias played for Magic for quite a while. In fact, she's always played in the Waikato, so this is a big change for her, and we're really pleased to welcome her. She's just had a good New Zealand Championship week, and she plays mid-court and wing D, covers the mid-court and the wing D position.
Right. So you genuinely think you've got depth if the injury occurs? And
have got depth. Like last year, there wasn't the depth really that we could have used as much as we should be able to use from the bench, and I'm hoping this year this next season we'll be able to do that.
It was great news that Liana Leota was able to come back because it's a big upheaval for her. Has she got aspirations to perhaps return to New Zealand with the Glasgow competition?
I think so.
So she's going to be champing
I
at
think
the bit
that's
for you?
behind her. I'm not sure when she's going to come, but we've named her in our squad, in our team actually. And that she can come when she does, and certainly I would think that she'd be available for Glasgow. I would doubt that she would want to come back here and play and not be available for Glasgow.
And having seen the game last night, she'd be a show in that mid-court, wouldn't she?
I bet she was watching it. I suppose they live stream it or do something over there. I'm not sure, but she would have been watching.
Aside from that, you've got the core of the team that served you so well last week. So you've got that combination experience too. And
I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy these girls, and it was like unfinished business. It's like Trina Grant's the captain, and she said, "Oh, you know, that was so frustrating. There were a few games that was 1 in it or 2 in it, and yeah." So those are the things we want to turn around.
And the good thing is you built such good support in Wellington for what had been in sort of a non-netball centre for a while. You've now got the crowd. They're going to turn up day one, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they're a very positive crowd actually. I suppose it's such a big city that you know you're not all focused on the one thing, and so it's a nice size crowd, and certainly they make us feel very pleased to be winning or doing things that helps them,
especially
keeps them happy.
There'll be plenty of that. Good luck with the season. We'll talk to you, of course, often before then. Thank you, Robin. That is the South Today tonight. See you tomorrow.